What is going on, everyone? We are back with another music reaction. I'm Depraved.
I'm Hellcat.
And together we are...
HellaDepraved.
Yes, we are. And this is the HellaDepraved October 2022 top 50 per Kerrang most evil songs of all time. They've been wrong about almost every single one of them.
Almost.
This next one, though, is from Misfits lead singer Glenn Danzig.
Okay. I'm familiar with Danzig.
When he did his own stuff outside of the Misfits. Now, I do want to let everybody know I am not the biggest Misfits and or Danzig fan. Sound-wise.
Right.
Not like bad, just, not the typical type of stuff I would normally listen to. I'm excited for this, though. I don't know why, because, again, Kerrang has been wrong on everything. I've never heard this, so I don't know what we're getting into.
I might have. Mother sounds familiar.
We are jumping...
I'm not the biggest Misfits Danzig fan, but I do know them.
We're doing a live because, copyright reasons. And, so we're going to jump into this. Per the normal, we're going to read through the lyrics, read connotations off of Genius. At the end, read the about from Genius, read why Kerrang puts it on the list at number 8, I think? 7. This is number 7. And then we will decide whether or not Kerrang was wrong or right, or if it will even go on our...
Sounds good.
Playlist. So, this is Danzig, Mother, live. Be prepared for nausea.
Oh, they move a lot?
It's a handheld. Okay, I don't know. Okay. It's a handheld. Somebody's recording it from their phone, so...
Okay.
Let's get it. Or camera. I don't know.
Definitely know it.
Okay, I've heard this.
Yeah, the second it started playing, before he even started singing, I was like, yeah,
It took singing. Now, here's the thing. I don't think I've ever paid attention to what this song says.
I know the lyrics. I don't know that I ever paid attention to the meaning behind them.
This could be
because again, I never put it on to listen to myself. Like, I've just heard it a lot.
Right.
Oops.
Tell your children not to go my way. Tell your children not to hear my words. What they mean, what they say. Then can you keep them in the dark for now? Can you
All right. So the verses are Mother. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
Tell your children not to walk my way. Tell your children not to hear my words, what they mean, what they say. Mother. Can you keep them in the dark for life? Can you hide them from the waiting world? Oh, Mother. Father, gonna take your daughter out tonight. Gonna show her my world. Oh, Father.
Your world, huh?
Without checking into the annotations...
It's about the evils of the world.
Well, I almost feel like it's about overprotective parents trying their hardest to keep their kids sheltered.
Maybe not necessarily even overprotective. Just parents not wanting their kids to grow up, and part of growing up is...
seeing how much the world sucks.
Right.
Alright, let's read the annotations. So, Mother... The word mother oftentimes conjures up images of someone caring and nurturing, but in the context of the song, the word mother represents a figure of authority or society as a whole.
Okay.
From Tell Your Children Not to Walk My Way to Hear My Words, frontman Glenn Danzig appears on VH1's That Metal show and explains that this song is a treatise on PMRC, aka the Parents Music Resource Center, the organization that's responsible for ugly logos such as this, and it shows the parental advisory.
Got it.
What they mean, what they say is annotated as the PMRC believes that metal and hip-hop artists were harming children with their lyrics, even though these lyrics were often on a level beyond just the vulgar, acting as societal commentary just like the song commentates on the PMRC. Okay, so it's
I mean, so it is what we said, but it's a little bit more of a direct reproach against censorship.
right.
Yeah.
Can you keep them, or can you keep them in the dark for life? Can you hide them from the waiting world? The questions here are obviously rhetorical. The censor's goal is a futile one. In PMRC's own words, they are interested in increasing parental control over the access of children to music deemed to be violent, have drug use, or bisexual via labeling albums with parental advisory stickers. But Danzig doubts the plausibility and even desirability of that. And then father. The figure of the father is brought up twice. The word itself evoking parenthood and masculinity, but in this song in particular, the image of Al Gore, whose wife's radical activism as a leading figure in the PMRC hurt his political career eventually.
Oh.
And then it says, "Gonna take your daughter out tonight, gonna show her my world." Ah, the overprotective father trope.
Right.
Sorry, it was taking a little bit of time to move. It's often more prevalent when there's a daughter figure involved, especially when the structure involves protecting the daughter from boys because of cultural ideas surrounding feminine frailty. I don't trust that guy, or I don't want you to go to that party because you might be in danger from guys there. This stanza ties into the overall theme of the verse. Parents and concerned parental groups should trust their children and society in general to make the right decisions rather than trying to prevent them from making decisions at all.
Right. I'll agree with that last sentence. And I don't know if it's the, societal idea that women are frail so much as protecting virginity as a whole.
Right.
Individual fathers to daughters, sure. But overall as a whole, it's more the protecting, maybe not just virginity, but the virginal image. Yeah.
Alright, that's the chorus and post-chorus. The chorus says, "Not about to see your light, but if you want to find hell with me, I can show you what it's like till you're bleeding. Not about to see your light, and if you want to find hell with me, I can show you what it's..." And then it cuts off. Mm-hmm. Not about to see your light annotation says, "All ideology... did you spell ideologies wrong?
Possibly. I can't see from here.
Believe that they have seen the light. Ideologues believe that they have seen the light, but Danzig rejects the enlightenment the PMRC would bring, deciding instead to spread a vision of the real world."
Hi.
Alright, before we get into the guitar solo.
We had both
Dude,
up
you
here.
turned my whole damn chair, fat ass. Going back into the verse 2, it said, "Mother, tell your children not to hold my hand, tell your children not to understand, oh mother. Father, do you want to bang heads with me? Do you want to feel everything, oh father?" Once again, the father is evoked, but this time it's not in a protective context. This time centers around rock and metal's association with masculinity. Of course, if we go deeper into who exactly the father is and how his political... Are you both going to try and sit in my lap? Is that what the goal is here? And how his political career was hurt by his wife's status within the PMRC, it seems much more likely that he'd be willing to listen to rock music than the mother.
Do you want to go head banging? He's going to go in the mosh pit.
And that's pretty much the gist of the rest of the song. The rest of the song is just repeating it's the guitar
Chorus.
solo
Yeah.
chorus and post-chorus.
Yeah.
So we're gonna ride this out till the end, and then we'll talk. So I've been reading this entire time and not been looking at the screen,
Oh.
and never noticed the big foam fucking
The hand. Yeah.
hand. That's
great.
fantastic.
So I actually really like this song. Like the normal recording audio. This one's not the greatest. It's not horrible. But this is definitely a classic.
Right. All right, I'm gonna ride this.
It's just the song's done.
Drum solo, baby.
Buddy, you already left a cat hair
There
in
we
my
go, now it's
eyes
done.
somewhere. I wish they wouldn't talk over those things. The ending of the song. Like, I quite enjoy the ending of the songs, and they always talk over them.
Now,
I mean,
actually, when I said that I'm not the biggest of Danzig fans, that's one of the, again, few songs I actually really do like, now that I know that that's his song. With that being said, the About section states, thematically, Mother's a rhetorical challenge to parents, primarily inspired by Al and Tipper, who, along with the Parents Music Resource Center, introduced the parental advisory warning placed on albums that contain explicit sexual or violent content. The song was written so that it could also be interpreted as coming from somebody who intends to show a sheltered person the harsh realities of life,
right.
and taunts that person's parents. It also has the overtones of Satanism versus Christianity that Danzig is well known for. An original 1988 release, the song grew an underground cult following. A 1993 re-recording of the track as Mother 93 was put into rotation on MTV, and the song found a mainstream audience. It peaked at 43 in the US and 62 in the UK and remains Danzig's only mainstream crossover.
Right. Fabulous song. I can understand that. I'm guessing Krang's going to say something about the evil versus...
Christianity.
Right.
Right, all right. Number 7, Danzig, Mother. Mother, Don't Warble It, We Dare You. Glenn Danzig's post-Misfits mega hit has gained such ubiquity. It's easy to overlook its evil underpinnings. Peel away a million horse-throated rock club sing-alongs, however, and it's still devilishly apparent. A tongue-in-cheek cautionary tale targeted squarely at Tipper Gore, the Parental Advisory Committee, PMRC, and 1988's other moral crusaders. Its promise of a scene not about to see your light pierced the mainstream like a sacrificial dagger. Chuck in the MTV band music video, animal sacrifice and inverted crosses smeared bloodily onto nubile torsos, equals bad press apparently. And we've got probably the most subversive song of its era. So here's my thing.
He needs to pass the drugs, man.
I want to know, again, why the creator of this list was given permission to do this.
Right.
Because they have failed.
I mean, so Danzig himself completely said that this was about the parental control agency, and like...
And here's the thing. Whether you agree or whether you don't, I'm not against what the parental control agency does with music. 100%. There are songs I still listen to this day that I've heard that I still don't personally want my 16-year-old to hear.
Okay, so you understand what the original intent was.
I understand what the intent was, but I feel like it needs to have a stepped program like with movies. Because I feel like there's some artists, they may say cuss words, but it's not
right.
the type of song that's necessarily gearing your kids or pushing them to learning more about things they shouldn't be learning about at that age, right? So I'm not 100% against what they do. I'm against how they've gone about it. It's basically any album that cusses, has any kind of violent...
Yeah, I mean, here's the problem, though. You get any fanatics behind an idea, and that's what you end up with.
Right.
Now, I'm guessing that most of the bloodiness and nubile bodies and so on and so forth in the music video were completely meant to be a target, because that's exactly what they try and control. So it's not that the song was evil, it's that he knew exactly what would get under Tipper's skin and went for it.
Right.
That's not evil. That's, a little passive-aggressive, but,
It's past-aggressive. No.
Well, he made a whole song about her, okay?
But no, I don't find this song evil. I find it it's a fuck censorship song.
Yeah. Which, as an artist, he's completely allowed to say. And honestly, look, with algorithms and stuff these days and how other people are sort of like... I mean, like, artists will always be fighting a battle with censorship, is what I'm saying. And I do think that what that agency did is far too extreme.
Yeah, now here's the thing. I'm not a fan of censorship in terms of blurring things out just to make it radio friendly.
Right.
Things like that. There should be... I feel every artist should have songs that are radio friendly. In terms of... But I also think radio friendly should be defined differently, too. Again, I don't necessarily think cussing in and of itself makes a song non-radio friendly.
Right.
But I also don't look at cussing as a negative thing like most adults do.
I suppose it depends on what radio station you're listening to, too.
Right.
But, I mean, again, I think they took it to an extreme. And I think you're right that if it just had a, color-coded PG system... It's not censorship. It's not a warning label where the parents automatically think that it's going to be evil incarnate. It's this is appropriate for this level. This is appropriate for this level. And if you're one of those parents that thinks your kid's more mature or things in your household are done differently, you listen to it first.
Right.
I mean, but this song is...
And at the end of the day, every parent, and this is what I'm going to say to the parents out there. At the end of the day, it is your responsibility to pay attention to what your kids are doing. That's the joy of being a parent, and by joy I mean one of the responsibilities.
Right. Said a little tongue in cheek, because it is actually fun, but on the flip side, it's not fun at all.
And it's up to you to know and measure what your kids are able to take, understand, and comprehend. Okay?
Each kid's different.
Each kid's different. My daughter was watching horror movies with me at 5-6 years old.
Without nightmares, without a problem,
nightmares, any of those problems. And I was cool with it. Again, I started watching horror movies with my mom at about the same age. Somewhere between 4 to 6 years old. Okay? My son had a harder time with them. He hasn't really gotten into them until somewhat recently, within the last couple years. And even then, he still isn't a big fan of the extreme horror movies. It's more...
He has a problem with the tropes, honestly, at this point.
Right.
He's that kind of logical. But he was also not asked to or forced to watch horror movies before then.
Right.
That was the thing with your daughter that you did with your daughter. It was daddy-daughter bonding time at that
He would
point.
go play with his cousin, and me and her would watch scary movies, and then when he came back up, we'd stop watching them and spend time together. It's just... That's...
I mean, a label
It's up to you to
is
gauge
not
what your
gonna,
kids are capable of.
Yeah, a label's not going to take over your job.
No.
Like, so, if your kid says they really want to listen to this album and it's got a label on it, instead of just a flat no, it's okay to listen to the album and make your decision yourself. And also, that means when you're telling your kid no, you have reasoning behind it other than a label. So.
Now, it does not make our Spotify playlist.
It's in no way Shocktober spooky.
It's not Shocktober spooky themed,
Yeah.
but it's totally going on my Things I Like playlist because I completely forgot about this.
I actually have it on my monster playlist in terms of like collected works from all throughout the years. It's a huge playlist. It's Kerrang let us down again. He's going with outside references, and just because of like who Danzig portrayed himself to be in his band, and then how the music video for this was set, does not make the song itself evil.
And honestly, let me look over the lyrics again. And this is something else I'm having a problem with. I even have a hard time seeing the Satanism versus Christianity aspect.
Oh, I didn't even see that. So the not about to see your light honestly can just be taken as I'm not about to listen to your particular brand of religion.
Right.
It doesn't have anything to do with rebel forces or anything like that. It's honestly, in this context, he is tired of your extreme fanaticism over something he doesn't believe in, and it doesn't even have to be religious. Right. Your light could be your idea, like people talk about the light bulb that goes on over their head. So this is your epiphany. This is your particular fight that you've, started, and I'm not going to see it your way. Like, we are on completely opposite sides with this idea. Like, you cannot convince me. Does not have to have anything to do with religion whatsoever.
And a part of it, I feel like as humans, we have this issue of constantly seeking out the most negative aspects in anything. Mm-hmm. That you feel strongly about, right? So, say you see it every day when you're on YouTube, when you're on Twitter, and you look in the comment sections of other reactions or songs that you like. And there will always be somebody that will come in and maybe say something negative about what they're listening to, right? And then they will have 5 billion comments underneath them from the mega fans that come through to defend this band that they love so much. And they do, and
they get really fucking petty about it too.
And they come in specifically looking for those negative comments.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious they didn't watch the reaction or whatever it is.
I'm not even talking about a reaction. I'm just talking about somebody else. I'm just talking about somebody else will come in and comment, and then the other fans will come in and comment on that comment.
Yeah.
And
I caught that.
But it's people always looking for the most negative. Always looking for the most negative. If I were to say another prime example, I seen this in a meme once and thought it was absolutely hilarious. If I were to go onto Twitter, or anyone were to go onto Twitter and be like, man, I really love pancakes, there's always going to be somebody come along and go, oh, well then you must hate waffles. And it's like, no, I never said that.
This is not opposing teams here. I'll eat food.
I was just saying, I might have been eating a pancake and been like, man, I really love pancakes.
Right. Today, I'm enjoying my pancakes.
It's always somebody trying to see more than what's actually there. There's not always a hidden meaning behind everything that people say.
Well, and it's also a very black and white portrayal of the world. Like, if you love this, you automatically must hate this. And it's like, no, actually, I'm good. You do you.
Yeah. But yeah, so Great song though. This is it not making any of the us thinking that it
I'm
failed
surprised.
to meet the evil list.
It is actually a good thing. I'm surprised I didn't recognize. Like, I know Danzig, and I know Mother, and I had like a suspicion that that was what this song was. I fail sometimes. This was a failure for me to not automatically just hear Mother. Yeah.
Anyways, that's it. If you guys like the video, slash the like button, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Comment down below. What did you think of Danzig Mother? Also, comment down below if there's anything else you guys want to see reacted to. Check the description below for all the things.
Push our buttons. Come join us on our other social media platforms, mostly Twitter if you want a quicker response.
We love y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Cannot wait to see you depraved people later.